Welcome, hello, Yasu, hi, my name is Tai Kerner, and today's video will be about demon, allies, ally entities, and all this bad talking all around. Because I think most of that talkings are without any practice. So people who never ever worked with entities or demon or whatsoever because they scare their ass off just to invocate an entity to work with, they tell other people's, don't do it, that's dangerous. Yeah, but if you don't have any really true perceptions about, if you don't have experiences about, how do you dare to judge about? So this is why I want to do a little series about what I can tell you about my ritualistic practice, about my knowledge, about my sensation as an empath, and how it impacts my life. Because of course, if you work with others, no matter if it is human or an entity without a physical shell, it always influences your life, for a good and a bad way, but this is nothing to fear about. It is about to be conscious and to gather knowledge about. But fear is always the wrong partner to do. So this will be a little serious, and today is a little intro about. To those who don't know me yet, I will introduce so you know where my base is and where I'm coming from about this. Um, my name is Tai Kölner, and I'm an author, I'm a black magician, I'm a follower of the draconian path, so I'm working with the Clifford, I'm working with invocations and with entities, and also with tarot and so on, and runes. And I'm a student of the Left-Hand Order Dragon Rouge. While I tell you this so you know my base, I'm not a representative. So if you want to know anything about the order, check for the internet, thedragonrouge.com, and get informed yourself. I'm not the speaker of the order. But on the other side, I'm also a natural born empath, so I can tell you about my experiences, about my perceptions on this topic, because everything, no matter if you're in contact with a human or if you are in contact with an entity which has no shell, so which has no physical body, everything does impact your daily life, your inner structures. It is always the case. If you got a fucking neighbor, or if you have a grumpy entity working with, or if you have a friend meeting, or an ally you work together, this is all impacting your life. And it is better to gather knowledge about than just blaspheming about because you fear, because the unknown. And one thing what triggered me to do this series was also about somebody who came up with, you know, sexuality or over sexuality is caused by entities occupying you. Seriously, ever heard of Kundalini force, which is life force, which you rise into your own self being, which you rise up your spine just by the way? This is no demon impact. Also, of course, there are entities which are quite arousing, but this is not for sexual purpose, and it is not to burn you or to kill you or whatever. So I will get to this as well. This is a kind of succubi, incubi entities. Some of them are quite famous, but the purpose of working together with them is no exchange of sexuality. While if you judge on sexuality per se, it just reminds me on this, this Garden Eden judgment. And I don't want to be blasphemic about everyone has to find their own way, but I don't think that sexuality is a sin, and I don't think you have to judge against sexuality. So it is just an energy which is one side a trigger to procreation, and it should be a very pleasant, funny, triggering thing, because this is what made any animal, not just human, just trigger to get new children, Because being honest, if you're awake all the night because the baby is crying, if they are grown about age 13, 14 and getting, yeah, stressy to handle, you know, if you would have known all this before, I don't know if you would have wanted to get kids. On the other side, I can just still say there are some very beneficial things when it comes to heritage, delivering your knowledge, etc., to the next generation. What makes sense to have kids. On the other side, if we wouldn't have had the trigger for having sex, yes, I speak out this word loud, for having sex, there would be no humanity anymore. There wouldn't be any animals anymore. Because why should we take onto us all that stress? We don't want that. We want to live our lives. We want, in a basic sense, we want to survive, live our lives. Today's it is all about how we can create our lives, design our lives. And if you have kids, it is an extra challenge to create all this. So, hey, it's just fair that sex is a fun thing as well. But from a spiritual perspective, this sexual arrangement also keeps a very potential for inner growth. So if you go back for this Kundalini works, or if you're going back for this demon works, it is something what you can use for your own inner growth, development, understanding, creations. And so to get there and telling, ooh, that's evil, is just a try to chain you back into a believing system which is not meant to allow you to grow, which is also going for damnation of sexuality. So just to give you a little jump into why is Lilith judged about her sexuality and not Eve. So, okay, I get back to all that in a later point, but this is my running into that for today, because I think every working with entities, be it arousing, be it mentally challenging, be it something what unchains different characters of your own personality, it is all about understanding and learning. And if somebody is telling you this is evil, check his background. Did he ever work with these entities, or she? Because most of them have no blink what they are talking about. They just grab this old books and tell you the same stories all the priests did tell you before. And the most joke on this is these old books are stolen informations from other cults over decades, over centuries, over years of thousands, and then they were mutated and recreated to the purpose of that mostly monotheistic religion systems. So they keep under control their believers. And the first thing I can tell you as somebody who's walking the left-hand path, I'm not somebody who can get under control. I prefer to be under my self-control. I prefer to be somebody unchaining, liberating. And I'm not bowing before somebody who tries to chain me. So this is about that. And if somebody is telling you that these entities are possessing you, well, I will get back to that as well, because possession is something what is quite Disneyfied lately. Also the working together with entities is quite Disneyfied today. Let's say the TV brought up some very cool films, but you have to watch them with a pinch of salt and a big filter. One of them I really like is Venom, but also there you have to need to put on a little pinch of salt. So this for the intro today. I hope you got a little oversight about what I'm into to do, and I will pick all these little points and I will dig into that, because fear is nothing. Knowledge is the key. See you there, and happy to see you there next time.